Hey everybody. Live right now. It is 6 p.m. or almost 6 p.m. on Saturday night. Leon Kurita-Goudlock here. So I'm in Westchester at my house as usual. I know that this isn't the normal time that I have been vlogging since starting this up last Monday. But I figured that Saturday morning at 5 a.m. might not be the time that people are looking at their phones. I figure on the weekdays people may be getting ready for work and might scroll through this content. I figure on Saturday that's probably not the case. So Saturdays and Sundays I'm thinking about doing this at a later time. I figure everyone on the East Coast is either getting ready to go out or they might be at dinner. And if you're wondering what that person next to you that is looking down at their phone while you're eating and trying to talk to them is doing, hopefully they're watching this vlog. So just to kind of jump right into the topic for today, I want to talk about quitting and when you should decide to quit something, or how you know when you should quit. And it's not going to be, I think some of you who really know me know what I'm about to say, but others who don't might be used to, more conventional answers, things like you hear on Shark Tank from Kevin O'Leary when somebody has been going out of business for 3 years with no profits and things like that. But the answer that I want to give to you guys tonight and that I want you to take away from this is really you should never ever quit. Now this, it doesn't matter what the topic is, what the situation is. This could be a relationship that you're thinking about in your head right now. It could be a business venture. I'll give you an example later. It could be you're trying to get into grad school, so I'll talk about that as well. It could be anything. It could be that you're trying to study for a test and you're just not picking it up. So when do you quit? Never. And It's not as simple as it sounds. The reason that it's so easy to quit and why quitting feels so good sometimes for people who have ever gone at something, not succeeded, and then stopped doing it and felt that immediate sigh of relief is basically because it's really easy to get yourself into a lot of situations where you're really underestimating what it takes to actually succeed. So. And that's the long and short of it. You underestimate what it takes to succeed. You go into a situation thinking that you're ready for it. You're not, and then when you realize that you're not, you just say, oh, not for me, I'm in over my head, I'm done with this. It's not what I expected, this is not what I signed up for, whatever the case may be. So that is definitely where I believe the core issue lies around this topic. Now, I'll give an example because going into it or going into something underestimating what it takes to succeed also leaves you vulnerable to really feeling the pain of defeat, or the pain of loss, or the pain of not being able to succeed at something. And if you go into it understanding what it's probably going to take, understanding what you need to put out to be ready and to push through and to get to your goal, then at the end of the day, even if you don't come out in first place, it doesn't feel as bad or as negative, I think, because you can always walk away knowing that you did your best, knowing that you tried your hardest, knowing that you racked your brain for every possible solution, everything that you could have done to come out on top in whatever the situation may have been. And if it still didn't work out, it just didn't work out. And that's because things don't always work out, and they don't always have to work out. That's how we grow, that's how we learn, that's how we bounce back if we're strong and eventually rise to the top, hopefully. So just a quick example, I'll give two. So one of them, this is one I always use when I'm talking with students, and I talk with students sometimes through my career. I go to universities and talk with people who are about to, jump out into the world, who are about to graduate and start working at their first company. Give them a little bit of insight on what to expect and what to do, not to do. Just from my personal, just my sense of things. So I was in university, and at that time I knew that I wanted to go to grad school, and I wanted it to be in Japan. I had basically, the long and short of it, I had basically spent, I think, the past 2 years studying 5 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 hours a day on top of full course loads to master the language, to pick up things about the country, to kind of create this, to create the skill set that I would have needed to go there, and to create a little bit more of a story around myself so that they would find me, an interesting and worthy candidate. A lot of people might not know that I tried to get into the grad school that I went to twice. Different programs, but I did have to try twice. So I tried for a short-term exchange my second year of school, my second year of college, and I tried for the full-on graduate program during my third year. And I got in on the second try, so that's where my 7, 8 years in Japan come from. But when I got that letter the first time, and it said, you didn't get in, oh man, that was a really hard day for me. I think that on that day I realized that I had never been so invested in something in my entire life, and that I had never really tasted real defeat before. I'm not talking about the kind of defeat that you feel when you lose a soccer game, unless you really love soccer and you're trying to go pro, or that's your thing. But to me, this was my thing. And I had to basically make a choice at that point. It was, am I going to give up now, or am I going to put another 6 months into trying again, and basically to find out what went wrong this time, optimize, in the middle of the process. So that's another topic I had spoken about earlier in the week, and go at this again. And, the fact that I ended up getting in and graduating and, living in Japan and starting to work there, kind of, you see what happened. So I didn't give up. I did not quit. I went at it again and went even harder the next time, and it paid off. So the first time that I did apply and didn't get in, I chalked that up to, in my own head, just luck of the draw, just circumstances, and there are really no facts behind it. I don't think that when you don't get into a school, they're actually allowed to tell you why. But in my own head, I knew that no matter what the reason, I had done everything that I could have done at that point in my life to have gotten into that school. So, while it was kind of a shock, I do attribute the fact that I went all in, and I did not underestimate what it probably required to get in. I attribute all of that effort to being able to bounce back and going at it again and getting in the second time. So when did I decide to quit? Never. And I was able to get a result. Now, a little bit more recent example, and this is, you'll be able to tie this back to some of the other things that I've talked about in my vlogs from earlier in the week, such as patience, knowing yourself, auditing your reality, being able to optimize in the middle of a situation, being able to pivot, and keeping yourself motivated so that you don't give up. I did mention on the first day of the vlog, so I started a side business. This wasn't anything to, this is not, the goal of this is not to, replace my career or anything crazy like that. It's something that I am personally interested in and invested in, and I wanted to take it a step further, and, therefore that's what I'm doing. But it definitely requires patience, because another thing that I've learned in life, and you have to also realize this if you want to keep yourself from quitting, is that things don't happen overnight, and luck does not exist. So, luck doesn't exist unless you win the lottery. I firmly believe that the only way to do that is luck, no matter what book you buy at Barnes & Noble's written by the people who have won it twice. It's just luck. But I definitely think that overnight success does not exist, and I'm telling myself that each and every day when I go at this side business, because it helps me stay grounded, I think. It helps me stay grounded in the reasons for why I started it. It helps me stay grounded in where I'm looking at down the road as a goal, like a long-term goal, where I want to take it, what I want to do with it. And it helps you to kind of dispel the fear that if you're not successful the day after that you the day after you start something that you're a failure. More often than not, and I think with this generation, there's kind of like an ongoing theme, instant gratification. You know, we always want things now. It's interesting. I think that a lot of things play into this, you know, I want it now mentality. And you really have to avoid that if you want to avoid quitting. Now, if you don't really care, you know, about the things that you're doing, if you're just out there to make a buck, or if you're out there to just, you know, scheme some people and get off and, you know, ride off into the sunset or this and that, you know, it might not be that important to you. But if it's something that you are invested in and you know it for sure and you're confident, then don't be scared. You know, you don't need to be fearful if you're not successful immediately, because the only way you'll actually get there is by repetition, by respecting the process, by understanding your goals, by being able to pivot and optimize and just going at it every single day over and over and over again. And that's what I do. That's what I do. So you will not ever hear me talking about quitting if I'm talking about something that I'm seriously invested in and that I'm going at with all my heart and my time, which is extremely valuable. So I really wanted to kind of give that to you guys tonight. I know that every day there's probably something in our minds, each and every one of us, that we think about, you know, should I be doing this? Should I quit doing this? Oh, this isn't panning out for me. Maybe I've had enough. You know, I don't know if I can continue tomorrow, etc., etc. If you don't care about it, then go ahead and let it go, but move on to the next thing. You know, try to find that thing that you do care about. But if you really, really care, and if you're really invested, and as long as you're not, you know, going at it the wrong way and putting yourself or your family or your loved ones at risk financially or otherwise, then there's really no, you know, reason to feel like you need to stop abruptly, you know, in your tracks if one day things just don't seem to be working out. There are 1,000,001 ways to get something done, and until you've tried 1,000,001 times, like I said, I think it was in vlog number 3, the CEO of our company, who's one of the most successful individuals in the world right now, you can find him on any magazine cover, says it takes 10 years to be a professional. So of course, right there, he's telling you in different words that success does not come overnight and that you should definitely not quit. Otherwise, you know, there would be no, it takes 10 years to be a professional. It would be start now and you can be a pro tomorrow, but it's not. So don't quit, everybody. The reason I was trying to talk a little bit faster today was because I'm getting a few pieces of feedback that sometimes the vlogs are a little long. Sorry, I like to talk. I hope you find it valuable. Leave me a comment, share the vlog, and I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. So have a good Saturday, okay, everybody? Bye.